Second Book of Lords, of the second cycle, being contemporaneous with the book of Ashong, son of Jehovah. Chapter 1. In the beginning man was naked and not ashamed. But the Lord raised man up, and bade him hide his nakedness, and man obeyed, and was clothed. 2. And the Lord walked by man for a long season, showing him the way of resurrection. And man was obedient, depending on the Lord for all things. 3. And the Lord said unto man, Behold, I have walked with thee, and taught thee, but my indulgence thou hast neglected to put forth thine own energy. 4. Now I am going away from thee for a season, that thou mayest learn to develop thyself. 5. But lest thou stumble and fall, I leave with thee certain commandments, and they shall be a guide unto thee and thy heirs forever. 6. Hear thou then the commandments of the Lord thy God. 7. Thou shalt love thy Creator with all thy mind, heart, and soul, and all the days of thy life. 8. And thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. 9. Because thou wert born into the world without covering, thou shalt clothe thyself. 10. Then inquired man of the Lord, Behold, thou hast shown the ass what is good for him to eat, and the fish and the serpent and the lion, every living creature, but man only hast thou not shown. 11. The Lord said, Of everything that groweth up out of the ground that is good to eat give I unto thee, and they shall be food for thee. 12. But of all things of flesh and blood, wherein is life, thou shalt not eat. 13. For thou shalt not kill. 14. Man inquired of the Lord, Thou hast shown the males and females of all the living the times and periods to come together, but man and woman hast thou not shown. 15. The Lord said, Thou shalt learn from the beasts and birds and fishes that the female during gestation is keeping of her Creator. 16. Thou shalt also respect the times of woman. 17. Man inquired of the Lord, Thou hast shown the bird how to build her nest, and the carnivore how to scent the subtle track of his prey, and the spider to weave his net. But as to the manner of man's house, or as to herbs that are good or are poisonous, thou hast not shown man. 18. The Lord said, All the instinct that is in the bird or beast or fish or insect or creeping thing was created with them, but man was created blank, and yet man shall attain to more subtle senses than any other living creature. 19. Man inquired, How shall man attain these? 20. The Lord answered, Serve thy God by doing good unto others with all thy wisdom and strength, and by being true to thine own highest light, and all knowledge shall come to thee. 21. So the Lord left man for a season to himself, and man so loved the earth, and whatsoever ministered unto his ease, and to his flesh desires, that he fell from his high estate, and great darkness came upon the earth, and man cast aside his clothes, and went naked, and became carnal in his desires. Chapter 2. The Lord went abroad over the earth, calling, Come to me, O man, behold, thy Lord is returned. 2. But man heard not the voice of the Lord, for by man's indulgence the spirit of man was covered up in his own flesh. 3. The Lord sent his Lewis, masters of generations, angels next in rank above guardian angels, an example, Ashars, to the Ihans, and they raised up heirs unto the Lord. By controlling the parentage of the unborn brought they into the world a new race of men, and of the same seed and blood as of old, and these heard the voice of the Lord. 4. And the Lord said unto man, Because thou kept not my commandments, thou hast brought affliction upon thyself and thy people, to the farthest ends of the world. 5. Now will I raise thee up once more, and deliver the tribes of men from darkness into light. 6. And the Lord deliver man into wisdom, and peace, and virtue, and the earth became as a garden of sweet-smelling flowers and luxurious fruit. 7. The Lord said, How sayest thou, O man? Shalt thou still have a keeper? 8. And man said, Behold, I am strong and wise. Go thou away from the earth. I understand thy commandments. 9. The Lord inquired, Knowest thou the meaning of love thy Creator? And man said, Yea, Lord, and to love my neighbor as myself, and to do good unto others with all my wisdom and strength. Yea, I have the all-highest light. I am wiser than the ancients. Behold, I want no Lord nor God. I am the highest product of all the universe. 10. The Lord said, I will try thee, O man. I will go away for a season. 11. So the Lord departed once more, and man had nothing to look up to. So he looked at himself and became vainglorious, and the tribes of men aspired to overcome one another. War and destruction followed. 12. Man forgot his Creator. He said, No eye seeth me, no ear heareth me, and he neglected to guard himself against the serpent. Corporeality. And the serpent said unto him, Partake thou of all things, for they are thine. 13. And man gave heed, and lo, and behold, the race of man descended into utter darkness. And man distinguished not his sister or mother, and woman distinguished not her brother or father. 14. And God beheld the wickedness of man, and he called out, saying, Hear my voice, O man, hear the voice of the Lord. 15. But because of the darkness of man, he could not hear the voice of God, his Lord. 16. And the Lord sent his angels down to man, that they might appeal to man's understanding. 17. But the angels loved darkness also, and strove not to lift up man up out of darkness. And the Lord was of no more avail against mortals, and he departed away from the earth. And man became on the earth as a harvest that is blighted and rotted because of its rankness. End of the second book of Lords.